We're always told the lottery is just pure random chance. But what if there's a way to play smarter? Not by predicting the winning numbers, but by actually understanding the patterns hidden inside all that randomness. Today, we're going to dig into a strategy for a 5 out of 22 lottery and see if there's a hidden code we can crack.
Okay, let's just jump right in with a simple choice. Take a look at these two tickets. On the left, you've got the sequence 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nice and orderly. On the right, a set that feels a lot more, well, random. 5, 15, 19, 20, and 22. Just take a second. Go with your gut. Which one feels luckier?
So which one did you lean towards? I'm willing to bet that most of you felt a pull towards the ticket on the right. It just looks more like what a lottery machine would spit out, right? But is that gut feeling actually based in reality?
Well, the answer to that question is way more interesting than a simple yes or no. It kind of peels back the curtain on how we think about randomness versus how it actually works. And that's exactly what we're going to get into right now.
All right, first things first. Before we can even talk about strategy, we have to get into the cold, hard math of it all. We need to understand the playground we're actually in.
So the most important thing to get your head around is this idea of a combination. In the lottery, it doesn't matter what order the numbers come out in. All that matters is the final set. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is just one single combination, exactly like any other 5 numbers you could possibly pick.
And for this particular game, picking 5 numbers from a pool of 22, the total number of unique combinations isn't in the millions, but it's still a hefty 26,334. Every single ticket you could buy is one of those.
And here it is. This is the fundamental truth that messes with our brains. Mathematically, the sequence 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 has the exact same probability of being drawn as that other, more random-looking ticket. A 1 in 26,334 shot. So, case closed, right? Well, not exactly.
So if every single ticket is mathematically equal, how on earth can there be a strategy? This is where things get really clever. The approach shifts from trying to beat the math to just organizing it. Welcome to the quadrant strategy.
This whole strategy is built on a radical idea. Stop trying to find the one needle in the haystack. Instead, what if you just organize the whole haystack into different sections? The goal isn't to find the winner, but to identify the zones where a winner is probably not going to be.
And this shows you exactly how it works. It's actually pretty simple. The system just slices up the entire 22 number pool into 4 distinct groups, or quadrants. So we have 2 smaller ones with 5 numbers and 2 bigger ones with 6. Every number now belongs to a specific zone. And this is the key insight. The system makes you stop looking at individual numbers and start looking at their distribution. A lottery ticket is no longer just 5 random numbers. It becomes a structural pattern that describes how those numbers are spread across the 4 quadrants. So what they do is they go back and analyze historical lottery results to see which of these patterns show up the most often. And what they find is that balanced distributions, where you draw 1 or 2 numbers from most of the quadrants, are way more common than unbalanced ones, like getting all 5 numbers from just a single quadrant.
Okay, so we've organized the numbers and we've identified the most common patterns. But there's another layer to this system. Using the immediate past to filter out any combinations that are a little too close to recent winners.
The system uses a few simple filtering rules. The logic is that, while any combination can happen, the odds of a nearly identical draw happening again right away are just incredibly slim. So the system basically rejects any combination that shares too many numbers with winning tickets from the recent past.
Let's just watch it in action. So the system generates a potential sequence. This one, 8, 10, 14, 19, and 21, it fits a common quadrant pattern. So far, so good. But now it has to get past that historical filter. And it fails. The system found that 3 of these numbers were part of a winning combination just a few draws ago. So according to the rules, this ticket is too hot, too close to a recent event, so it gets thrown out. And all of this brings us to the core idea of this entire approach. It's a kind of philosophical puzzle that sits right at that weird intersection between pure mathematics and real-world probability. And this quote from the source material just says it all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 has the same mathematical chance as any other combination, but an event that's only expected to happen once every 2 centuries is extremely unlikely to happen within the 20-year lifespan of a specific lottery game.
And that's the paradox, right? Our intuition that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is a bad ticket? Well, it's wrong about the pure math, but it might just be right about the practicality.
We aren't playing for 200 years. We're playing tonight. This strategy operates in the world of the plausible, not the infinitely possible.
And that leaves us with the final question. This system isn't really about finding the winning ticket. It's a tool designed to avoid tickets that, while mathematically possible, belong to patterns that make them practically implausible. It reframes the whole game. Maybe the secret isn't about winning, but about intelligently not losing.
Have you ever looked at a game of pure chance, like the lottery, and just wondered, could you apply logic to it? Could you actually beat the odds? Well, today, we're going to tear apart a real system designed to do just that. We're going to see if it's really possible to code your way to a win.
So that's the big question, right? Can a really sophisticated algorithm genuinely give you an edge? Or is this just a super elaborate way to pick your lucky numbers? Let's dive in and find out. You know, at the heart of any lottery system, whether it's scribbled in a notebook or powered by complex software, is this very human desire to find order in chaos. We look at a list of past winning numbers and our brains just can't help themselves. They immediately start hunting for patterns. Now, the most common place to start is with what people call hot and cold numbers. It's pretty simple. Hot numbers are the ones that have been popping up a lot lately. Cold numbers are the ones that haven't shown their face in a while. So you have two camps. Some people bet the hot streak will continue, while others think the cold numbers are just, well, they're due for a win.
Okay, but tracking individual hot and cold numbers, that's really just scratching the surface. The system we're looking at today takes that basic idea and builds all these layers of complex logic on top of it. It's not just about which numbers get drawn, it's about the hidden structure of how they get drawn together.
All right, let's peel back that first layer of the system's logic. This is level 1, quadrant analysis, and it's a really clever way of breaking the big problem down into smaller, more manageable chunks. So instead of trying to analyze all the numbers at once, the system chops the entire pool into 4 smaller groups, or quadrants. The goal isn't just to find a single hot number anymore. It's to see if patterns emerge in the structure of the winning ticket itself. Like, do winning combinations often pull, say, 2 numbers from one quadrant and 1 from each of the others? That's what it's looking for. And here is exactly how that works for a 5 from 22 lottery. All that means is you pick 5 numbers out of a total pool of 22. As you can see, the numbers 1 through 22 are split into these 4 groups. The system then crunches the data from thousands of past draws to see which quadrant patterns, like a 2-1-1-1 pattern, meaning 2 numbers from quadrant 1, 1 from Q2, 1 from Q3, and 1 from Q4, show up most often.
But, just analyzing these big historical patterns is only half the story. The system also gets really strict by creating rules based on what just happened in the last few drawings. Let's see how that works.
So the system operates on this one core belief: lightning rarely strikes twice in the exact same spot. It actively filters out any new number combinations that look too similar to very recent winners. This creates a really powerful set of do-not-pick rules, or constraints. And this right here is the engine room of that filtering process. Check out the different look-back depths. The system is super picky about 3-number matches. It won't let you use one if it showed up in just the last 5 draws. It looks a little further back, 15 draws, to make sure you're not repeating a 4-number match. And it has a really long memory, 500 draws, to make sure it never ever spits out a combination that has already won the entire jackpot. Okay, so we've got our popular quadrant patterns on one hand and our strict historical rules on the other. Now let's see how the smart generator mashes these two ideas together to build what it thinks is an optimized ticket. This whole multi-stage process is where the system's logic is really impressive. First, it grabs one of those popular quadrant patterns from history. Then it generates a random ticket that fits that structure. But it doesn't stop there. It then runs that ticket through that whole gauntlet of historical filters we just talked about. If the ticket has number groups that are too recent, boom, it's rejected, instantly thrown out. Only the combinations that fit a popular pattern and pass all those historical checks actually make it through to the end. I mean, this system is incredibly clever, right? It's a fascinating piece of data analysis and rule-based logic. But all of this brings us to the million-dollar question: does any of this actually improve your odds of winning? And right here, this is the fundamental truth that just governs all games of chance. The source material says it perfectly. Analyzing past frequency, whether it's hot numbers or quadrant patterns, is descriptive. It's telling you a story about what has already happened. But what it's not is predictive. It can't tell you the future. This is the one principle of probability you just can't get around.
Every single lottery draw is a completely independent event. The lottery machine has no memory that the number 7 came up last week. And that means the combination 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 has the exact same astronomical odds of being drawn as any other combination you can think of.
So when you get right down to it, what this system is doing is filtering out combinations based on patterns that, in a random game, have zero influence on what happens next. It's a brilliant filter, for sure, but it's applying all that intelligence to data that is, by its very nature, completely memoryless.
Which leads us to a much more interesting, kind of psychological question. If the math is crystal clear that these systems can't actually beat random odds, why are we so drawn to them? Why would anyone go to all the trouble of coding something this complex?
And maybe that's the real answer. Maybe the ultimate appeal of a system like this isn't just about cashing in on a giant jackpot. Maybe it's about the very human need to apply our intellect and our strategies to something that is completely and utterly chaotic. It's an attempt to feel in control of the uncontrollable. And maybe, in a way, that feeling itself is its own kind of win.